kind of young to have a kid, isn't it?
The spirits possess you. It's called Chevalier.
An investigator is hired to find a missing man, unaware he's walking into a trap set for himself. The film opens on a mysterious note, with a dead body discovered in a desolate alley in New York City. The year is 1955. This unknown person's death and identity become the central mystery that drives the story forward. The main character is Harry Angel, a private investigator working in the city. He is called to a meeting with a man named Louis Cypher, who becomes his new client. When they meet, Louis first confirms Harry's identity by checking his ID. Louis then explains the unusual contract he has for him. He wants Harry to find a man named Johnny Favorite, a famous singer or crooner from before World War II. Johnny's real name is John Liebling. Harry is hesitant, telling Louis that he only handles routine cases like divorce or insurance fraud. But Louis persuades him by explaining Johnny's background. Johnny fought in the war and suffered severe physical and neurological injuries. After returning, he was treated in a hospital, but the trauma left him unable to communicate. Louis, who had helped Johnny in the past, lost contact with him and doesn't even know if he's alive. He explains that the hospital records about Johnny were falsified. Louis admits he had a financial matter to discuss with Johnny years ago and is now desperate to find him. Convinced, Harry takes the case. Harry begins his investigation at the hospital where Johnny was treated. A nurse initially refuses to help, but Harry convinces her by showing his ID. He discovers that a doctor, Albert Fowler, created a false report about Johnny's transfer. Harry gets Fowler's address and goes to his house. Inside, he finds a stash of illegal medicines, including morphine and a gun. When Fowler arrives, he threatens to call the police, but Harry turns the tables by threatening to expose his illegal drug use. Fowler confesses that he was bribed by a man and a woman who took Johnny away, claiming they were taking him home. Johnny was unconscious at the time. Harry, sensing Fowler is still hiding something, locks him in his room, hoping that morphine withdrawal will make him talk. The next morning, Harry returns to find that Fowler has committed suicide with his own gun. Worried about his fingerprints being found, Harry carefully cleans the house and leaves. He meets with Louis Cypher, explaining everything, including Fowler's death. Harry tries to quit the case, fearing he will be blamed for the murder. However, Louis offers him $5,000 to continue the investigation. With a hefty sum of money on the table, Harry reluctantly agrees to keep searching for Johnny Favorite. The next day, Harry goes into a church and is attacked by two people. He manages to escape, running out onto a street where a rally is taking place. After getting away, he goes to a bar where his girlfriend has left a file for him. The file contains many details about Johnny Favorite. Harry discovers that Johnny was indeed a famous crooner who sang with the Spider Simpson Orchestra. The file shows that all the orchestra's members are now dead, except for Spider, who is still in the city. The file also reveals that Johnny's fiancée, Margaret, was a wealthy woman, but that Johnny was secretly having an affair with a woman named Evangeline. Harry travels to New Orleans to meet Margaret, who now works as a psychic. To get her to talk, Harry pretends to be a customer wanting a reading and gives her Johnny's date of birth. Margaret recognizes the date and tells him that Johnny is dead, at least to her. She refuses to give him any more information. Harry believes that Evangeline might have a clue about Johnny, so he goes to a store to ask about her. The store owner says there are many people with that name. When Harry gives her full name, Evangeline Proudfoot, the owner tells him that she fell ill and died years ago. He also gives Harry the location of her grave. Harry goes to the gravesite and hides when he sees a woman with a child approaching. The woman tells the child that her grandmother is buried there. She then takes a liquid from a small bottle, puts it on her hands, and leaves. Harry follows her and discovers that her name is also Evangeline Proudfoot, and she is the daughter of the woman in the grave. When Harry asks her about Johnny Favorite, she says she's never heard of him as one of her mother's friends. He gives her his hotel address, sensing she might contact him later. That evening, Harry sees a singer named Mr. Sweet at a bar. He recognizes him and tells him he knows that Sweet sang with Dickie well before the war. Sweet only remembers performing with Johnny's orchestra once and knows nothing else. Harry also notices a chicken cage and becomes suspicious that something strange is going on. The bar manager throws Harry out, but Harry isn't one to give up easily. He waits for Mr. Sweet to leave and follows him to a hidden location. There, he witnesses a disturbing voodoo ceremony. A group is singing, while Sweet and Epiphany are dancing, and Harry watches in horror as Sweet violently kills chickens, covering himself in their blood. Epiphany also takes part in the ritual, smearing the chicken's blood on her face in a bizarre, unsettling manner. It's clear they are performing some kind of traditional, religious ritual. After the ceremony, Harry confronts Sweet at his house, holding a knife to him and demanding to know what's happening. Under pressure, Sweet reveals that Epiphany has been a mambo, a voodoo priestess just like her mother, since she was 13 years old. Harry asks about the chicken foot he saw at the bar, but Sweet dismisses it as nothing important. Harry, unconvinced, threatens him, gives him his address, and tells him to inform him the next time a chicken foot appears. The next morning, a police detective informs Harry that Sweet is dead. Hoping for answers, Harry goes to Margaret's house, but finds her dead as well, her heart removed with a ceremonial knife. A man named Ethan Crusmark, Margaret's powerful father, then attacks Harry, warning him to leave the city immediately. The mystery deepens, and Harry's confusion grows. He confronts Epiphany, accusing her of killing Sweet. She denies it, claiming that Johnny Favorite was her father and that her mother died of grief waiting for him to return from the war. Meanwhile, Louis Cypher meets Harry in a church. Harry explains that the case is tied to religion and that he is now a suspect in 2 murders. He wants to quit, but Cypher, appealing to his greed, offers him a significant amount of money to continue. Harry, despite his fears, accepts the offer. Back at his hotel, Harry finds Epiphany waiting. He invites her into his room and asks her age. She reveals she is 17, and Harry is taken aback, unable to understand how she could have a child so young. Epiphany explains that she was impregnated by spirits through a voodoo ritual called chivalry. Harry, a logical man, is skeptical, but Epiphany insists it's the truth, regardless of whether he believes it or not. During their time together, Harry and Epiphany become intimate. As this happens, Harry has a terrifying vision. The room fills with blood, which pours down from the ceiling. Shaken, Harry goes to confront Ethan Crusmark in his voodoo hut. There, Ethan reveals a stunning secret. He and Margaret had indeed taken Johnny Favorite from the hospital. Ethan explains that Johnny was a powerful magician who had sold his soul for fame. To escape his dark bargain and the mental torment that came with it, Johnny performed a satanic ritual. He kidnapped a young soldier from Times Square, killed him, and ate his still-beating heart to steal the man's soul and identity. The injured Johnny, now living as the soldier, was sent to a hospital, suffering from amnesia. Overwhelmed and sickened by this story, Harry runs to the bathroom to vomit. He asks Ethan for the soldier's name, but when he returns, he finds Ethan dead, drowned in a pot of boiling water. Harry then rushes to Margaret's house, where he finds the soldier's identification tag hidden in a vase. The name on the tag is Harold Angel. Harry finally realizes the truth. He and Johnny Favorite are the same person. He is overcome with emotion, screaming and crying. At that moment, he sees Louis Cypher, who he now realizes is a manifestation of the devil, Lucifer. Cypher taunts him, confirming that Harry is the source of all the evil and death. Cypher says Harry is a satanic ritual in himself. Harry insists he didn't murder anyone, but Cypher corrects him, stating that Harry, under Johnny's control, killed Fowler, Sweet, and the others. He reminds Harry that his life is a lie. He has been living for 12 years with a stolen identity and a borrowed soul. Cypher reveals that everything Harry has achieved is because of his bargain with the devil. Harry, horrified by this revelation, sees a devilish glow in Cypher's eyes. When he looks in a mirror, he sees the faces of the people he killed: Fowler, Sweet, Margaret, and Ethan Crusmark. He then discovers Epiphany's dead body. He flees the scene and runs back to the hotel, where the police find Epiphany's brutally murdered body with Harry's identification tag on it, cementing his identity as the killer. A horrifying truth dawns on Harry. Epiphany is his own daughter. Overcome with guilt and despair, he confesses to the police, "I killed my own daughter." The detective, disgusted, tells him he's going to hell for what he's done to the girl, and Harry agrees that he deserves it. A police officer then brings Epiphany's young son into the room. Harry looks into the boy's eyes and sees a familiar, demonic glow, the same one he saw in Cypher's eyes. It's now clear that the devil has also claimed his grandchild's soul, continuing the curse through another generation. The final scene shows Harry descending in an elevator, which symbolizes his journey to hell. We hear Louis Cypher's chilling voice whispering, revealing that he has now taken possession of the souls of both Harry Angel and Johnny Favorite. The film ends on this dark and unsettling note, showing that the devil has won. The entire tragedy of the story began with Johnny Favorite's insatiable desire for stardom. He turned to satanic rituals and made a deal with the devil to achieve his dreams. While he found fame, he paid a horrific price. His actions not only damned his own soul but also brought suffering and destruction to the generations that followed him, proving that the price of a deal with the devil is far greater than anyone can imagine. If you like the movie, please subscribe to our channel.